All right. Jesus Christ. Hi, welcome everybody to My Dumb Friends.
Yay!
Wow.
We literally just had 10 minutes of the most tense arguments about how we're making this show work technically. And it feels like a cable access show during a zombie apocalypse, I gotta say. That's what the vibe of the show is right now.
Well, Dan makes it way more tense by trying to think of references every 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was doing before we did it. I was thinking of fucking references. That's what I was doing. I was trying to be creative when I was freaking out how that sound. Thanks a lot, Sean. Yeah, that's me.
That is you. That's what you were doing. What the fuck?
Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break.
You were mad. You were mad the minute you fucking picked up the phone. You were mad.
I was not mad the minute I fucking pick up the phone, Sean. I was not mad the minute, and I'm frustrated. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm frustrated at the situation.
All right.
We have been doing a thing where we have the guest story at the end, and it's just me, Tom, and Sean. But we have a very special guest. The hilarious Bert Kreischer's here, everybody.
Yes,
everybody. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you for doing it.
The one thing that's fun about doing a podcast is you get to go back, like you get to go and go, oh, I'm gonna find a new podcast,
right?
Because I'm about to do it and I want to listen.
Yeah,
and I love Shane Moss.
Yeah, he's great, right?
I fucking love Shane Moss.
You know why that episode was so good? Because Sean wasn't on it. That's why it was so great.
Oh, yeah, you being fucking aggressive again for no reason?
You can't take it. You always say that I can't take it. You can't.
What do you mean? I'm just joking around. Come on, relax.
We're like a turn of the century immigrant couple. Like we came here on a ship, and we never would have like married in the old country, but now we're scared and alone in a new land.
And you need each other.
Yeah, we need each other.
Bert, did you know that Dan made phone calls for Hillary Clinton today?
Give me a fucking break. I did that yesterday. Dude, I posted, I do a fucking phone bank yesterday because I don't want a fucking Donald Trump presidency. I posted online to see if anyone else in the comedy community wants to do this with me so we can like fight back against this shit. And then of course Sean is like, oh, you're trying to... Sean, who's every fucking pictures of him with a comedian who's way more famous than fucking him. His Facebook profile page is fucking him and Colin Quinn, because they're known to have... they have dinner together. Yeah, you and Colin Quinn. Yeah, I remember all those summers you guys fucking have together. So poor shit.
Everybody, I'm making phone calls for Hillary Clinton, and then I'm at Meltdown at 8 p.m.
You know, I didn't say that afterwards. These are two different fucking tweets, dude.
I was kidding.
I made like 50 fucking calls for that bitch yesterday.
What's the phone call sound like?
The phone call was like, hi, I'm a volunteer from Hillary Clinton's campaign.
Why wouldn't you list off your credits off the top?
Yeah.
You're calling them. I would be like, hey guys, it's Bert Kreischer from Travel Channel. I got a podcast hour special coming out on Showtime, and I'm taking my valuable time to call you about our presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton.
Well, I have a different approach, Bert.
Dan calls up, he goes, did you see my web series kicking Dan out? Hundreds of views on YouTube.
A web series from 5 fucking years ago. That's what I do. I bring up
I'm starting to get obsessed with web series again.
Are you?
Oh, 100%.
This is like early 2000s.
I know, because it's the first. They're back. It's back, and
is it?
Yeah, I believe so, because they're all of a sudden, like back in the day, you had to get a web series and greenlit, and they were throwing money, and then all of a sudden they disappeared. Now you can do one, and they don't ask you what you're going to do with the money. You can just make it. You can just make whatever you want. It's the Louis thing.
Right.
So you get to go make exactly what you want. And from someone who's been in network television for 7 years, I'm literally not network, but cable television, where you do get notes. It's really fucking freeing to be like, hey man, you can do whatever you want. Like whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then it might turn into a TV show. Like I'm obsessed with Action Bronson's Fuck That's Delicious. Did you ever see it?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it's great. And it's called Fuck That's Delicious. No one would ever greenlight a show called Fuck That's Delicious, and now they have to.
And now, don't they have an episode of him just watching Ancient Aliens? That's all it is, just him with other rappers just watching the show Ancient Aliens?
Yeah, it's, you know what it is? I think it's, with what we do with podcasting, I think now that's happening for the internet, And I think now there's an avenue where it really does affect ticket sales. I don't know if you, by the way, this is not, I don't know why I'm having this conversation on this podcast. I apologize.
Yeah.
But if you follow Google Trends, you'll notice that the more web shit you do, the more presence you have and the more ticket sales you sell. It's fucking insane.
Really?
I mean, I will.
You should teach a class on this shit.
I'm trying to get a third web series off the ground, so maybe that'll.
I want to do one in this room. By the way, I'm voting for Trump, so this is how we start the podcast.
Oh, yeah? Are you?
Fuck yeah, I want to see an assassination. Don't you want that? By the way, this is my theory, and I'm being dead fucking serious about this. I'm being dead serious. Think about it. No, okay, pretend just,
no one's raising their voice at you.
Just let me pitch it. Hillary Clinton does not have the ability to bring us all together as one humanity. Donald Trump, with his assassination, will bring us together like 9/11. It'll be a time when we all, like, everyone will be like, oh, where were you when? And it's like, remember, you know those moments like Katrina when everyone comes together?
Yeah, but can't you make the same argument with Hillary Clinton if
no one's
she
gonna
gets
kill
assassinated?
her. No one's going to kill her. They're definitely killing Trump.
So he's going to be our
Yeah, no, not a Kennedy. It's like because you were sad when Kennedy got shot.
Right.
This one, half the people will be like, fuck, I remember where I was. That was a great day. And then the other people are like, oh.
That's not bringing people together.
No, but it will. It'll be like 9/11, but a happy feeling.
Nobody.
Well, they're not saying it was a great day, though. They're saying, oh my God, everybody's
That's
fine.
like saying the Giants and the Patriots fan came together when the Giants beat the Patriots undefeated season.
If someone had a pipe bomb at one of those games, they'd come together. If someone brought a pipe bomb at one of those games, they'd come together. They'd hold hands the way the Crips and the Bloods did after the OJ verdict. You remember that? Or after Rodney King? We need Trump to be our Rodney King.
Oh, my God.
This is my theory. I'm being dead serious about this.
No, I know you are.
I think if we bring him in, they'll kill him within the first fucking month. There's no way he's lasting longer than that.
Right.
These kids are game hunters. They know they have to have a foresight into this.
Right.
And then once he dies, we'll get a Republican patsy, whoever is. I don't even know who his
When I
vice
think of
president
the
is.
biggest deaths, I think Cecil the Lion, Harambe, and then Donald Trump. Those are the order. That's how I do it.
Yeah, don't you think there's some people just be like indifferent that it'll happen and they'll just go, well, I saw that coming. On to the next one.
I mean, it will be chaos if that happens because a bunch of white
It's not going to be a
supremacists
national
are-
tragedy.
Dude, think about. I mean, you ever think
They
about?
won't do the opposite. How can you think it's going to bring people together? As soon as it happens, like fucking white supremacists are going to start murdering black people and Mexicans.
There are no white supremacists are cowards. They aren't doing anything. Fucking Reverend Al Sharpton sleeps with his windows open. They haven't killed that guy. The white supremacists are a mockery.
Yeah.
They do nothing. They fucking have done nothing. All they're doing is sitting in prison.
If we're going to be in so much trouble if somebody crawls through Al Sharpton's window and kills him because of this.
Al Sharpton's an interesting guy. You think, how did he not get assassinated? He says some of the most volatile things.
Right.
But it's like, I think they're ineffective white supremacists.
I think that Al Sharpton's in New York, in Harlem, you know.
Is he?
No, not Harlem. Shit, that was just racist.
Oh, my God. Oh, he's in Chicago or Atlanta
Jesus
or Detroit
Christ.
or Miami.
Oh, no.
No, he's in New York. He might be in Harlem.
Yeah, no, he's at the Cotton Club dancing. And,
He shoe shines early in the morning.
yeah. Jesus.
Are you sure you're not voting for Trump? Are you sure you're not?
Come on. No, I'm not going to vote at all.
That's
the real answer. I'm not going to vote because I like Bill Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Hillary? Do you really like her? Is she your favorite?
I don't like her, but I'm also not like I like her way more than Trump. And
yeah, but see, that's not how you're supposed to pick.
No, but it's not like it's not like I'm not going paintballing on the weekend. Do you know what I mean? I'm picking a president. You got to make hard decisions.
I want to.
Also, everybody loved how the country was when Clinton was president. So why wouldn't that happen again? You don't think she had a hand in it when the first time around?
No, she just didn't speak up when he fucked other chicks. And I don't want that soft.
Yeah, because she was buying her time to be fucking president.
So much more badass though to like stay with the guy for your own power, to have yourself assessed. You'd be like over jealousy.
Okay, sell that to me.
Well, the fact. I mean, it's. I'm not saying anything new.
Have you ever been cuckolded?
Have I ever been? Yeah, I pay Aaron to do it. And all things. No, I mean, it's the same argument that a lot of women have. and a lot of men have, is that her staying with Bill Clinton was the most subversive thing she could do because she used that to launch her own political career.
Yeah.
Like and
you got to appreciate someone who takes one to the chest for the country.
Exactly.
She took it for the country.
Yes.
She could be like, fuck this guy and walk out.
Right, exactly.
And it would have destroyed us.
She could have been rich. Like, she would have made a ton of money. You know what I mean? Like, so she's doing it because she does have a bigger principle in mind.
Yeah.
Hey,
that thing stopped being a relationship a long time. That became a partnership in, like, 94.
I guess you have to. I never looked at it that way. You have to say, because I've been cuckolded before, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And no part of me was ever noble.
You got cuckolded?
Yeah.
Who cuckolded you?
My best friend. Fuck my girlfriend. Gave me the
Jesus.
clap.
Oh, my God.
God.
I was the only second chick I've ever slept with.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God.
It
How
really
old were
ruined
you?
me. I was 22, 23, 22.
I'm sorry,
It was, dude, it ruined me. But there's no, the thing that
what happened? Did you fight him afterwards or no?
No.
It's just too sad, right?
It was just destructive, man. It's you know what it is? It's the people talking about you when you're not there and you know they're doing it. That's what really destroys you. That's where it fucking kills your ego when you go into a bar and people see you and they approach you as if they've been talking about you. Like, oh, hey, what's up? Like you've been, hey, it's a Bert. Oh, he's here. And you're like, he's here. And you're like, oh.
Oh,
I
God.
was just talking about you, and the worst thing ever to happen to you.
Yeah, it was intense, man.
I had a buddy of mine do it to another buddy of mine, and then he pulled that thing where when my one friend, the guy he did it to, when he found out the friend who fucked the girlfriend said, you can punch me in the face if you want, which is such a fucking snake move to do, where you're trying to make the person that got cuckolded feel guilty, like because they want to hit you in the face.
Yeah, my friend has had it much worse. That moment fucked him up more than me. Meaning, like, I got the empathy.
sympathy. Yeah.
I got empathy. He lost a lot of friends in that, and he lost a girlfriend, and then him and that girl never stayed together, and then if you look at his life, I think it's very. I mean, I'm just being candid. It's very sad. A lot of sadness.
No, when I cheated, I lost a lot of those friends, but you need that. Like, I was talking with somebody at work, and he was telling me about, like, like this one guy was a politician, and he sent out pamphlets in the wrong way, and he got busted, and it wasn't that big of a deal, but because he tried to cover it up, he got in big trouble. He went to jail for like a year or something. But, like, having a consequence helps you move on, like, if you look at it that way, like getting away with, like, sometimes, like,
getting away with it is worse. You're
worse.
Right. A consequence, like, my biggest problem right now is, like, I get on podcasts and I don't ever disagree. If someone talks shit about someone, I don't ever disagree. And sometimes I will chime in because that's my personality. And that's my biggest flaw right now. And I'm trying to work on it. Because I'll just
stand up for people.
Or just like if you just started talking shit about someone, I just would agree. It doesn't matter who it is. I'd be like, yeah.
But also, like, you're always weird. Like, people always talk shit. Like, I've definitely been in a room where I start talking shit with somebody, and then they're like, "Yeah, he's a really good friend of mine." But, like, it's that person's job too to be like, "Hey, like, I'm not arrogant enough to think that that I can have a friend, and that friend has to defend me from everyone who doesn't like me." Like, because I've done stuff that, has probably annoyed people and pissed people off. So it's like I'm not immune from that.
I'm at the point now where I had a friend who got really fucked up this weekend in Phoenix and was like apologetic the next day. I was like, nope, wrong guy. You don't ever have to apologize to me. I've done that to so many fucking people.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a free pass getting hammered around me. Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you're the guy to drink with.
Yeah, you'll never do anything. I mean, you could. I mean,
what's the worst thing that somebody's done to you when you've been drunk, as far as, like, put you in a situation that you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh, I don't have that. I don't have it. I don't have it because I've been putting so so many fucking bad things. Like, there's nothing. There's not, like, I've been in parties where people break out heroin, and you're just like, you gotta charge it. Let it go.
Have there ever been any situations where you're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna back up from this. This is too crazy.
Yeah, a couple times. Anytime guns show up.
Yeah.
Like I've been in a lot of situations where a gun comes out on the table, and it's
a lot of situations.
Yeah, the first time it ever happened when I was 22. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, I have a story that's online. You can find it where I got involved with the Russian mafia when I was a kid and robbed a train. But one of the times I was partying with these guys, a whole class was taking like a field trip to get on a boat, and I was good friends.
The whole class. And
so my best friend.
This is in college.
This is in college, studying abroad in St. Petersburg.
Okay, cool.
And the guy, my best friend, was
St. Petersburg, Florida. No.
That's where I was born, oddly enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so one of the gangsters the next day, my best friend Igor was the guy's name. We were supposed to go whole class on a boat. It was like the big Russian May Day. Everyone goes out on the Kiev River and everyone parties. And I go over to his room in the morning and he goes, I go, hey, I'm ready for the boat trip. And he's like, no boat. I go, what? And he's all his friends are there, all his boys. We're all drinking beer, eating fish. And he's like, no boat. I got no fucking boat. I have no idea. Boat. Everyone says boat. There's no fucking boat. And so the teachers come down. They're like, you ready? And he goes, let's go. Paidiom. So we all grab the beer and we start walking to a dock I know we don't have a boat for. Like, I know, and all these gangsters know we don't have a fucking boat. My whole class has got the, like, seasickness wristbands, ponchos, cameras. They're so fucking ready. All of a sudden, one of his buddies comes out and goes, Igor, we have boat. And everyone goes nuts. We have boat? We have boat. We show up. Perfect fucking boat. Do you remember the movie? Do you remember the Sex Pistols movie, Sid and Nancy?
I've only seen
Yeah.
Do you remember the boat they got arrested on at the very beginning of the movie? It looked exactly like that boat. That's all my reference.
Yeah.
And so we go in, we get on the boat, we load it up, everyone's on the boat, and then the dockmaster comes down, and he's like, hey, gentlemen, I need papers or whatever. And the one guy lifts his shirt up and shows a gun. And he goes, here are your fucking papers. And the guy's like, all right, have it back by 3. And so we went into the bottom, the galley of the boat, the like guts of the boat, and the guy pulled his gun out and put it on the table. And I remember being like, that's the first time I'd ever been in that situation. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. And I got one of the teachers and I was like, hey, just give me a heads up. There's a guy with a gun out on the table and we're all drinking. He's been drinking. And there's a whole class that has no idea we stole a boat. And they were like, just go down and drink with them and keep them calm. And I remember telling Igor, and Igor said to him, he's like, man, put the gun away. And he's like, what, are they fucking children? And he's waving it around. I was like, this is how you get shot. He's like, this is fucking gun. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? I put gun on table. Fucking touch it. And I remember being like, this is how someone gets shot. Like, literally terrified. And then we drank with them all night. And then we're all good.
So you didn't leave?
No, I didn't. I had to drink. That was a lot of the times I got on that trip. I had to drink with the gangsters because I could calm them down.
What would you talk to him about?
I would do. I would learn how to say movie quotes in Russian. Just do like
give us one.
I forgot. I used to do fat guy in a little coat because that had just come out, and I forget how. Bullshit. I forget how to do it. But I used to do it to those guys. I used to quote rap lyrics. I used to say things in American. Like one of the ones I used to always say to everyone was "Yarabota yukoshka," which means I work pussy, but it really means I work with cats during the day. So they fucking laugh hysterically.
It's amazing.
It was a really fucking fun summer. But that was the first time I saw a gun. Anytime a gun comes out, and I've been plenty of times. I was at one of the biggest coke dealers in L.A. when I first came out here the first time. Go out to this guy's house. I wish I could tell you the whole story because it's so much better. Yeah. But I would rat out a bunch of comedians.
Yeah.
I'll just suffice to say, one guy, when I first moved to New York, introduced us to his drug dealer and called him Billy. And so that's what we called
Billy on the street. No,
Billy.
Oh no!
2 Puerto Rican guys.
Oh no!
And we call people, and so that was our cocaine.
Billy's the least Puerto Rican name I've ever heard.
But that's ended up calling cocaine. Percy. We call cocaine Billy. So people go, hey, you want to get Billy tonight? Yeah, call Billy. See if Billy wants to party. And so we get cocaine. We call Billy. This
you
guy
still do cocaine now?
No. I'm fucking 43. I have high blood pressure. Last time I did cocaine probably was honestly 15 years ago. I haven't done drugs really at all. But when I was young, I was a party animal.
Yeah.
And so this guy, that was our hookup. And you never even thought much about it. So I go to the biggest cocaine dealer's house in LA and I run into said comedian. I won't name the guy, or girl, but I run into said comedian.
How's Steve Harvey doing, by the way?
Oh, no.
He would be he would make the funnest face though if you got bad Coke, like that face, like this bullshit Coke face.
Yeah. This comedian was in the bathroom with another comedian, and I saw both of them, and I was like, "What's going on?" And they looked at me like they saw they saw a ghost, and they're like, "What are you doing here?"
Oh, no.
I was like, "I don't know. This guy's like one of my friends knows him. He's like the biggest Coke dealer in L.A." And then the Coke dealer comes up and puts his arm around me. He goes, "What's her name?" Said, "I got to meet you. You're a comedian. You know these guys?" I said, "Yeah." And then they go, "Bert, this is Billy." And I went, "Shut the fuck up. We've been calling cocaine Billy for years." And he was like, "What?
Oh,
You guys,
no.
my real name as cocaine in the streets of New York?" And I was like, "Uh-oh." Yeah. I probably should have said his real name in this whole thing.
No, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Billy's a pseudonym.
Yeah, Billy's a pseudonym for Coke. Have you ever done cocaine?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When was the last time?
So
Oh,
was it like a Coke house you walked into? They're all just doing tons of Coke in this guy's house.
Yeah, it was. And he had a screen. This is like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. He had a screen. I want to say it was on like a pendulum or something, but it was like a screen that you could tilt. And he had a rock of cocaine. It was probably the purest cocaine I've ever done in my life. And he would shave it on the screen, and it would snowflake onto the marble countertop, and he'd just carve a line. And it was
It's like aged cheese.
It was like he was a connoisseur. And I remember I did one bump on one line on my right side, and immediately, and I've only had this happen like 2 or 3 times, immediately a line down the center of my face was drawn, and the right side went numb. And I went, my teeth from my center right tooth all the way back, and I was like, I guess I can the other nose, the other nostril.
yeah, that's some good Coke.
It was amazing.
That's some great cocaine. No, I've done it like last time I did it was like less than around 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've been sober for now.
Are you sober?
A year and like a half.
Yeah.
So do the math. Like I didn't have a fun time with it. But yeah, I mean now it actually makes me sick to think about it.
Oh, I could never. The day after was, the worst day I've ever had in my life every fucking time.
Yeah.
So I've only done it a handful of times probably.
Yeah.
But that next day.
It's not fun. And I feel like till you get to an age, once you start to hit your 30s, man, doing drugs isn't like what if you smoke pot, great, that's fine. I don't, but if you do, that's a different thing. But like doing hard drugs,
yeah.
Even like mushrooms, man, I can't do like mushroom. Like I can't imagine. I feel like I've realized enough in my life to know, like, to have mushrooms in my 30s, and like the realizations aren't going to be fun,
Yeah, and I can't. From personal experience, I can't just giggle away the night because I do have responsibilities in this world. Number one being my 2 children,
right,
and the fact that they depend on me and my brain working for me to make a living isn't fun.
Yeah, you never want to have to say to your kids, "Hey, be cool, be fucking cool right now."
I've been running around with sobriety lately, like
you don't want your kids playing lookout. That's not
it's been fun.
Oh yeah, you're just not drinking right now?
Yeah, I've just been not like for no reason at all. Honestly, the biggest thing was flying. I've always drank when I flew.
Yeah, it does make it. Have you ever gotten hammered before a flight? Like hammered?
Yeah. I've only been able to get on a plane by drinking for my entire life. I've never once done it sober.
It's very nerve inducing.
And so recently I flew to Syracuse and just an early flight, and I usually pack booze with me.
You doing Funny Bone there or something?
Funny Bone, Syracuse, the mall. And early flight, I pack little Jack Daniels bottles with me, and I pour myself.
And you have a
roadie.
show that night.
Yeah, show that night. And so I'm like, all right, load it up. And I get 5 a.m. I'm in the bathroom to pour myself a little roadie in my swell, and I forgot the booze. And so I was forced to take off sober, and it wasn't that bad. And I went, oh, I wonder if I can not drink on this flight. And I didn't drink all the way to Chicago, and I felt good. And then I didn't drink all the way to Syracuse, and I felt good. And I went, this is really confusing because I've always been like panic flyer. And so I tried to do it on the way home. Didn't drink that weekend. I just didn't want to drink. I just never.
Did you like the shows better?
Nah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I do stand up sober mostly. I bring booze on stage with me.
Yeah.
But like if I drink, I'm not that great on. If I get fucking hammered, the crowd loves it, but I'm not that good. I go long, and I'm a little gluttonous, but didn't drink on the way home, and I was like, okay, this is a fluke. This is just something that's going on in my system.
Yeah.
Didn't drink and by the way, not didn't drink because of any fucking reason other than I was feeling really good, I was feeling really creative, and I was feeling healthy, and I was losing weight, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not going to drink. So I got to go to Phoenix. I had to fly. I was like, I'm going to see if I can not drink on this flight. And I didn't drink on the flight to Phoenix. I was like, whatever. And then I drank a couple nights in Phoenix and then stopped again. And I was like, okay. Like I couldn't figure out what was going on because I've always been a big drinker. And so I was just like, I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to, whatever feels natural. Like it's always felt natural to have a bottle of wine at the end of the day. And so I never questioned it. So I'm just not going to question it. And just party if I want and party if I don't.
I mean, I've gotten so drunk. Like I remember I had bought a bunch of beers for my row on a flight once. And this is like right before I went to rehab.
Oh, you went to rehab?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go to rehab so bad.
No.
You know,
Oh, God.
it is what it is.
Was it like a court-appointed rehab?
No. I was trying to like win my girlfriend back at the time, and I had fucked up and whatever. She's doing good now, nice person, but not a girlfriend anymore. But anyway, I don't know why I sounded like the end of a Tom Waits song. But, we're in a row on this flight, and it was like I immediately ordered beers for the people next to me because I don't want to drink alone. And then the guy next to me goes, guess I'm gonna have to give you those, and he has like little liquor bottles, right? And he goes, guess I'm gonna have to give you guys a couple of these. And then the girl to the left of me goes, guess I'm gonna help you guys out with these, and she just takes a huge bag of Xanax out, and we all just kind of look at each other like, welcome to the park. But we like ate it like people who needed it. Like it wasn't like fun. We were just like, it was like bookies counting money. You know, that's like we were there to like, hey, we're medicating right now. We're not partying. We're fucking medicating. You know,
I did that with a doctor one time.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago when I was living in New York and doing stand up, and I was flying down to Florida, and he gave me the best advice I ever got because I was like, sometimes I get cut off on planes, and he was like, I must have been 25 years old, 26 years old, and he goes, you talk entirely too much. He's like, cut your words in half. Don't speak to the flight attendants. He says it's loud. You got noise reduction headsets on. You're shouting at them. I need a beer. Like, and he's like, he goes, stop talking. Point to your glass. Get her eye contact with your fingers. Like, wave to her. Point to your glass, and that's it. And I went, really? He goes, yeah, you need to chill the fuck out. He goes, you're a lot of energy.
He's like, you're drinking during this appointment.
Yeah, and so the doctor was on the plane next to me. We're on a plane next to each other. And so I go, so I said, he's like, what do you do? I said, I'm a comedian. I said, what do you do? He goes, I'm a doctor. He's like, if you want, I can give you a little bit of a Xanax and we'll fucking chill the fuck out. And he's my age, probably a little older, maybe 32.
Yeah.
So we split his Xanax and I kicks in and I'm fucking feeling amazing. And then all of a sudden this baby, they come up on a thing and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, we have a sick baby on the plane. Is there a doctor in here? And I raise my hand. The guy next to me is a doctor. And they're like, oh, thank you, sir. And the guy's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? I was like, you're a doctor. He's like, I'm fucking hammered. He's like, I can't be a fucking attendant right now. And I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, fuck. And then they came back and they're like, sir, are you a doctor? And I was like, no, but he is. Guy had to go and look at the baby. And the guy is one of the quickest things I've ever seen happen. He comes back. He goes, buckle up. We're landing right now. I said, what? And he was like, we're landing right now. We won't be able to make it at 10, but this day baby's going to die. And I was like, what? And the baby had like 107 temperature.
Oh my God.
And he's like, and we did an emergency landing in Orlando. And they fucking rushed out ambulances. The guy and the pilot was like, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to feel like we are crashing. We are not. We are making a dive into Orlando. We will be touching down in 2 minutes. Oh, and literally, and we stopped on a dime. They were on the plane within minutes, took the baby off, taxied back out, took off, landed in Tampa. And I was like, holy. Yeah.
Wow.
I was 26 years old, probably.
So that sounds like an NBC show, like Drunk Doctor or something. drunk flight doctor. I don't really have a great title for it, but that's you saved somebody's life. You saved a baby's life.
Technically, I saved the baby's life
by just pointing. Your superpower is pointing at people who are more equipped to do things.
No, I wish I could turn this into a bit, but it's putting my hand up, like. Like I have a tendency to put my hand up instinctively when I know the answer. Do you know what I mean? Like, we did traffic school. I did traffic school in LA, out in like Pasadena one time. Our teacher comes in with a baby arm, and he's like, immediately he's like, okay. Like his arm's like a little real thin and literally sticking out like he's hailing a cab.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, real quick, let's get it out of the way. Who notices something different about me? And my hand went up. Yeah. No one else put their hands up. No one else. And he's like, you seem to notice something different about me. And I'm thinking, I don't know how to say what I don't know how to say it. You can't say baby arms.
You got a haircut. That's what's different.
You got a haircut. I literally am like, is it an atrophied, like an atrophic limb? Like, what do I say? And I'm sitting there, my hand's still up. I'm trying to think of how to say it. And the guy behind me leans up to my back and he goes, it's his arm.
You can't raise your hand.
I started laughing so fucking hard. He just leans up and he's like, it's his arm. And the guy goes, and I think I said, your arm? And then the guy said that he got hit in the back. He was bringing crates. He used to work for Ralph's.
Yeah.
He was bringing crates in, and those automatic doors, just one clipped him in the shoulder. And his shoulder kind of hurt.
Jesus.
And the next thing you know, he had a baby arm.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Dude, I've thought about this.
Wait, so you're wait a minute. So the arm like shrinks?
It's very, let me tell you.
Is that true? Is that's
it's
gonna
very,
happen?
now I've done research because I thought I was getting a baby arm.
Yeah. Like, it turns out it was just a stroke.
I was getting a baby arm because I had pain in my elbow. And from like sleeping, I'd sleep on my shoulder. And what can happen is you can pinch a nerve in your neck or in your arm, and it'll affect your arm, and it's happening to a professional fighter, Boss Rutten. He's had a number of surgeries because your arm atrophies. The muscle starts going away, and it totally happens it really happens on like a daily basis.
It shrinks as well?
It shrinks. You start noticing that you don't have as much muscle in it, and then all of a sudden it just starts shrinking and it atrophies. It's very common. And it happens from like a neck injury or a shoulder injury or a back injury.
I actually have a baby sense of self-worth. That's really
Don't
smaller.
get me started about self-worth. I'll fucking destroy you. I'm so bad at
Are you trying to
ego's
like
destructive
alpha,
right now.
what do you mean? Like,
my ego, I call it big brain, little brain.
Yeah.
Big brain's the dick who says the shit that you don't want to hear. Little brain's your mom, like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, and then you make them fuck.
Yeah, and fucking big brain. My big brain's a fucking beast.
It is? Why? What's going on?
I got this, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm going through this fat shaming campaign right now with Tom Segura. And it started off as a joke, but it just hasn't ended.
Yeah.
And so once you get
Are you guys
called,
fat shaming each other?
Yeah. But I'm losing the battle aggressively.
Really?
Aggressively.
Like how so? Like he's just better at burning you?
His fans just won't let him lose. Like, and my fans are his fans also. And it's funnier to watch me. It's funnier to watch me get worked up than because he just won't get worked up.
So some of it hurts.
100%.
What are these people saying to you, bro?
Oh, let me get online. I'll tell you.
No. Oh God.
I mean, if you go on my Twitter, if you just type in, I'll just type in.
Me and Sean actually do that too. We fat shame each other all the time.
It's mostly Dan just calling me fat.
You're right. It is. I agree. That's my bad.
It is.
It's people.
Well, I've gotten a couple of shots in.
It's people send pictures. They Photoshop pictures. You want to see a picture that cuts to my soul?
Yeah.
This picture. It is the perfect Photoshopped picture to make you feel disgusted about your body.
What is it?
Oh, Jesus.
What is
that? Did they Photoshop the stomach? Because you're not that big.
No, they Photoshopped the stomach and the nipples.
His nipples are so. It looks like fake tits. Like his tits look like he had a boob job, and they put on the nipples in the most like sopressetta, like spread thin sort of way.
Puffy nipples, and they're probably the size of. They're probably 2 inches around.
Yeah.
And so they Photoshop puffy nipples on me.
It's gross. It's
so
really gross. But you open up because your podcast picture is you shirtless, like touching your tits.
Yeah, I haven't performed with a shirt on in 5 years. Like I'll do it for
There are strippers who wear more clothing.
yeah. Oh yeah. Do it. I just did my hour special. I just did an hour special for Showtime, shirtless.
Congratulations.
What's the worst thing that he said to you in this battle? Because one time a buddy of mine told me I look like Michael Moore from behind, which that could have been the baddest thing.
Even if you told Michael Moore you look like Michael Moore from behind, he'd be like, Jesus.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
It's just
any reference like over Twitter that you were like, oh fuck you.
No, it's like if you just read them, like these are all from today. Hey, don't worry about burpees. Bert burps all the time when he eats. Double pipe classic. Bert is fat. You're an alcoholic. Bert is fat. Like just your parents your kids are gonna live without a father. You're fat. Like it's just
oh my god.
Some people don't know how to write a joke. Like some people just think if I'm the meanest.
If I'm meaning, this is gonna work.
Yeah, a lot of it's about Tom is the the water champ, and I'm the food champ. And then you do something funny, and I go on TV and I do this joke about Tom, and it's really funny. It gets a laugh. And they just discredit it. They're like, no, that's not good. Tom's better. And you're like, fuck you. And then because they want you to get worked up,
right? And you literally get worked up.
Like at one point, I wrote this song called "The Ballad of Big Tommy Buns."
Yeah,
and I put it at the front of my podcast for free. It's fucking free. It's totally free. And it's just making fun of Tom, saying like little. By the way, they're all my little food eccentricities, but I put them on Tom.
Yeah,
like he lays his Skittles out on his bed and names each one. That he dips his pizza in ranch. Like all the shit I really do.
Dan actually does that. Dan does that.
Ranch is so fucking good. Have you ever done
that? With Skittles? No. M&M's?
Pizza and ranch.
Oh, yeah, it's really good.
Oh, and then if you put sriracha in the ranch.
Oh, my God, it is really good.
Fuck.
It's pretty legit.
Dude,
you and me would kill each other if we if we hung out for a week. I feel like just food-wise, not even drinking-wise. You know? Jesus Christ. Bert can't handle an iced coffee right now.
I have real food problems. Like legit.
That's bad.
Like yesterday, my wife and I are on this diet, and then she goes, we're driving from Phoenix.
I feel like a diet for you is just like not eating a ham in the car.
No, a diet for me is juice in the morning.
Yeah.
No booze at night. Like because I'll lose weight really quickly if I don't drink.
Yeah.
No booze at night, lean protein, and then something sensible for dinner, but light. And so yesterday was our cheat day, and she literally at one point was like, hey, you're going to make me feel like I can't have cheat days if I know you're going to eat like this because you'll die. Like, I got a $6 burger from Carl's Jr. I got the bacon cheddar cheese fries.
Ugh.
I got a 10-piece nugget from Carl's Jr. I got regular fries, and then I got just like a regular cheeseburger because I like the regular cheeseburgers too.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And then I went into the grocery store and got Reese's peanut butter cups, Butterfingers, a Score bar, and the other one, a Heath bar. And my wife's like,
my God.
she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, it's a cheat day.
Oh,
like,
shit.
I'm taking this shit to the fucking mattresses. Like,
yeah. She said cheat death.
Yeah, exactly. And so my wife's just like, no. You're allowed to have some bread. That's it. And I was like, fuck that. So, my cheat day was aggressive.
It's tough, man. It's just so good. It's just so good. Anyone who says like food is I quit cigarettes 4 months ago.
You did?
I haven't had any drinks or drugs in over like probably a year and a half now or close to it.
Are you keeping up with how long you've been sober?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you go to like AA meetings?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Those are fun. I went one time.
Some of them are.
The one I went to was a blast.
The one I went to this morning was fine.
Oh, you went to one this morning?
Yes, I did.
You should go to the one by my house.
Which one is that?
I don't know. I see them every morning.
What if I found out it was Scientology and you didn't know? Yeah, the AA meetings, you guys all wear the same thing.
Yeah.
And
you guys have the pocket
Yeah,
protector.
Thetans trapped inside you.
Yeah. I do Scientology. They're not too crazy.
You're a Scientologist?
No, I do it though.
What do you mean you do it?
Like, wouldn't you?
Well, I thought you mean you do it. Like,
no, I do it. Like
it's like it's like playing the harmonica or something.
Okay. They said pick a religion. You got to pick a religion.
Okay.
What are you going to pick? You got to one. It's
I would say some like a lower like a more liberal form of Christianity or Buddhism.
Okay, Buddhism is just too,
and maybe also maybe liberal Judaism too, like something.
Yeah,
maybe, but that's just for the entertainment connections.
Yeah, okay, but then all those like Buddhism is something that I go, yeah, I'd pick it, but I don't know if I could really do it because don't you have to be like chill?
Well, I mean, with anything and I've gotten away from meditation, but all that kind of stuff like helps you become more chill. It works. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, Bert. But like everything, we're all. I need a couple things to make me just normal.
Yeah,
and I have a couple different things that I do.
See, I look at Scientology as like, okay, like this. I got pitched this way by Scientologist one time, and all of a sudden it made sense. Like, I believe I'm Christian or Catholic. I'm Catholic,
right?
Not like practicing, but I subscribe to the doctrine. I believe in JC. But, like, do I really truthfully believe that Mary was a virgin, had a baby?
Not after I was done with her.
But, like all the shit that they write in the book, do I really believe it? Or do I kind of... No, but I'll tell you what. I really believe there's aliens out there. Like, I really believe...
Yeah, I do too, yeah.
And that's...
I do too.
And that's Scientology. So part of me is like, fuck, I could actually believe in their shit. Like if they put me out a book, they'd be like, "No, this is it." I
believe in aliens too. But if you name if you're like, "Are there aliens out there?" Yes, and then, but if somebody's like, "I know this alien named Greg," I'd be like, "You're full of shit." You know, if you put a specific alien to it, then I can't believe it. Like if you have any facts to your alien knowledge, I think you're full of shit.
Okay, maybe you're right about that.
Because Bert's also like one of the most easily influenced people.
Yeah, I don't have a party line anywhere. I'm fucking. You can convince me against or for.
I feel like
anything.
I may get you to kill the mayor after this.
I don't even know who the mayor is.
Yeah,
oh wait,
I'll just tell you who it is.
Who is it?
It's Aaron. Kill him right now.
Okay. Oh, no. Who's the mayor that kept his wife's last name because it's Mexican?
Oh, I forget. I don't know.
That guy.
Yeah,
he's not. His real last name's like Smith.
Isn't he Mexican though?
No, he's not. Oh,
he works.
Wait, he's Mexican?
Yeah, he's Mexican, dude. He looks Mexican.
What was his real last name? His real last name's not Mexican.
His jalapeno popper.
No.
His real last name is Villar.
What?
Villar. So he added Villar Regoso to it.
So he took like some of his, but he's still Mexican.
Same as Carlos Mencia. He just Carlos Mencia himself. He was like, wasn't selling tickets.
Right. But that's crazy because he was ripping off other mayor's speeches. No. He did a whole section of his speech that was George Lopez's. It was really...
Oh.
I haven't seen Carlos Mencia in forever.
No, I haven't. He's my roommate. No,
Oh, God.
He's not. What's your worst bomb that you've ever had? And on you, like a decision you made on stage.
Oh, there's no questions. I've had a couple. Mm-hmm. The worst one, no doubt. And I hope to God, I pray that I'm sure there's tape on it, and I hope it never gets out.
What is this?
Ian Bagg used to do a show called the Ian Bagg Show. It was a live interview show
in L.A.
In L.A. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was really fun to do. And I did Byron Allen's Comics Unleashed that afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I don't want to do this. But then I got there and like Dennis Miller was there. It was like some of the biggest names in comedy.
Yeah, Dennis Miller is huge.
And then we got done and everyone, I'm not saying that Dennis Miller was drinking. I don't remember if he was per se or not. But everyone that had done the show, all these big names were all drinking after the show. And I was like, I knew I had to do Ian Bagg's show, but I was like, I don't care. As a rule of thumb, I don't like to go on stage fucking hammered.
Right.
But I went
to
Ian Bagg's show fucking hammered.
Yeah.
And I got on stage. I made some joke. I made a joke. The joke was, do you ever see the same person? You ever see the same stranger twice in one day? Like Like you see them in coffee, and then all of a sudden later you see them driving down the street. Like, shut up. I saw the same Asian lady 45 times today.
Yeah.
I go, she did my laundry. She did, whatever.
And then you keep explaining. The first part doesn't get a laugh, and then you're like, if I explain the racism.
If I explain racism, they'll get it.
Yeah.
And they didn't. They didn't want to hear it. And then I said, and then they go, that's not true. And I went, well, actually, no, the joke's based off of the fact that not all Asians look alike, but a lot of them have the exact same hair color. So I imagine if you went to Australia and you saw all blonde hair, blue eyed people, that after a while you'd start being like, which one's Sven?
It's like
one's...
it goes from just like a joke that offends to like then like explaining it like David Duke or something
explaining
like that.
Whatever eugenics or whatever it's called, eugenics.
Yeah,
and then I start, and then this guy in the audience goes, well, black people have all the same hair color, but now we're having a conversation about it, and it's just fucking spiraling.
Explaining as a white Catholic guy how races work.
I go,
biological
meeting.
And so I start saying, listen, if you know about it, then it's true. If you know about it, then it had to have been like, if I said all Asian people look alike, and you've heard that before, you haven't heard that just because I go, I'm not the first person to say it. And so and the guy's like, you're being racist. I go, no, I get that, but you're denying that racism exists. And he's like, there is no I'm not racist, and I've never known anyone racist. You're the first person. And I go, I'm not racist. I'm just being real right now. I'm being honest. I go, fuck you. And I look, now Ian has a black band on stage with him. They're all black.
Oh, God.
None of them have your back at all.
I'm under the impression that they're on my team because we're all on stage together.
Oh, boy.
So I look to one of the black guys. I go, tell this fucking kid that racism's real. And he's like, hey, this is your fucking hole.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like,
smartest thing anyone said all night.
Very smart. and by the way, and Ian's trying to get me out of it, but I won't let it go. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. You're fucking telling me that like, and no one knew who Tom Segura was at the time, but I go, Tom Segura and I look similar. We have same hair color. You could say, if you saw both of us, all white people look like this. And I'm fucking spiraling out of control. And by the way, this is a week before the Michael Richards thing.
Yeah.
It's a week before it.
Oh, jeez.
And I go, so you've never said the N-word to this kid, this guy in the front row. And he's like, no, never. I said, you never sung it? And he goes, what? I said, you don't listen to hip hop? He goes, no, I listen to hip hop. I said, so when you sing hip hop, when you sing DMX, you just don't sing that word? I go, that's a lie. You're lying right now. And he goes, no, I'm not. When I get to the word, I just mumble it. And I went, you're fucking lying. And I'm fucking losing. And I look to the black guy and I go, tell this kid that racism's real. I go, have you ever been called the N-word? And he looks at me and he goes, son, I have not. And if you start right now, we're going to have a problem. And I was like, oh, geez. Like he thought I was going to call him the N-word. Like, and I go, I think I'm done. And I just got off a stage and they went nuts and they started applauding.
Oh my God.
I was like,
that's amazing.
Oh, I was fucking so bad. And Ian,
you know what I love? Like some people will tell like a bombing story on here and it'll be like kind of make it, like it'll make the crowd look bad more than them. And this was like,
well, it's always our fault. It's never the crowd. Like,
right.
A lot of fucking.
I mean, every
comics,
once in a while it is their
Here's
fault,
the other thing, though. Here's the other thing. We're in LA, so the majority of comics you're going to have in LA aren't road comics. They're just LA comics. They do Meltdown, they do the Store, they do the Improv, they do UCB, and so I think there's this disconnection with what comedy in front of strangers is. Like doing comedy at the Store, it's great. There's a lot of what you could call strangers, but they're all comedy fans. They're there because they get good comedy. And so if you do good shit, they'll get it. And if you fucking do hacky shit, they'll fucking know it's hacky. But like on the road, man, it's gotten bad.
Yeah.
Like I did Miami one time and they were all fucking like, it was Steve Trevino. I couldn't sell any tickets, so Joel had to have Steve Trevino co-headline with me. Steve had his own feature act, so I had my own feature act. And so there's like 4 Latino comics going up in front of me, then me, and then I got to do an hour. Dude, you do not know bombing. Like, there's a moment where you realize I've tried my best stuff. I know sweat's dripping off my chin onto my shirt.
Oh my God.
And I know that they see it, but I can't stop this. And in those moments,
that was like a movie line right there.
My name's Bert. I know what you're thinking. Hot, sexy name. Do you do porn? Bert's last name you want to hear during sex? Bert. Nothing. And I'm like, that always works. You know what cops hate? And someone's like, you. I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Now I just did my setup for a joke that was going to last 4 minutes that it usually works. Nope. I was talking to my black friend the other day. You don't know black people? Okay.
Oh, fuck.
They were just taking my legs out. So then finally, that's Thursday night. Friday night's worse. Friday late show, I asked Steve if we can trade and I can go before him.
Yeah.
He says no. He doesn't want this fucking shit spot. Because they're all doing 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so Saturday, I just
You're doing 45? Or what
I'm doing an hour. An hour of silence.
So this whole weekend you're bombing.
No one's bombed like this ever. You've never seen anyone bomb like this. Silence. Like silence.
So there's
Silence.
There's an hour and 20 minutes before you.
Oh yeah. Ricky Cruz is doing 15. DJ Cooch is doing 15. Ricky Cruz is doing 20. Steve Trevino is doing 30 to 40, and I have to do an hour.
I find that if I'm on a show with a guy named DJ, I end up bombing. So
it was so bad, and then Saturday early show, I just gave up. I gave up, and I resigned to the fact that they didn't like me, and so I get on stage, and I go okay. I tell first few jokes, and it just starts again. This fucking thing where it's like, you're like, this is the reason I would quit comedy, because I can't get a joke to get any lift off. I'm just piling down the runway and seeing the fence going, we're going to end up in the ocean.
Yeah. Jesus.
So I'm like, fuck you guys.
Wow.
And that's when they start to respect you. You're like, fuck you guys.
And then they start to get behind.
I was like, yeah, you just become, and I go, you know what? I don't think half you guys speak English. So let's get a Cuban guy up here. You're going to translate my jokes to these fucking people. And now they're into it. They're like, yeah, bring a fucking Cuban up.
Oh, no.
And then I go, give me the thuggest black guy in here. Thuggest, like gold fronts, fucking braids. Bring him up here. So now I have, the guy straight out of The Wire, and then this fucking Cuban guy. And I go, let's start my show all over again. I go, you guys just talk to your people and say it the way you'd say it. I go, I was talking to a girl the other day, and then I give the black guy the microphone, and he goes, man, I walk by this bitch. I'm like, yo, can I play and get some conversation? And it murders. I'm not doing anything. I give it to the Cuban guy. He just says it in Spanish with a mommy, and they fucking go nuts. And I told no jokes. I just was like, I asked her if I could get her number, and he's like, I said, bitch, and like, they're just going fucking nuts. I was like, I didn't even do comedy. And then the one joke that I thought was funny as fuck, flatline.
Oh, God.
We have to ask this because it is my different. If you had to pick the dumbest thing you've ever fucking done in your entire life,
I got it.
Okay, you got it.
No
Let's hear
questions asked.
Okay.
By the way, I'm going to preface this. With, I did not know it was dumb. I thought everyone did it until I said it one night, and my friend said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. This on stage. Okay. And I just recently have started trying to figure out how to talk about it on stage, but it's so dumb, people are God-struck.
Okay.
I used to think Anne Frank and Helen Keller were the same person.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Like, into my 20s. No joke.
You're serious? No
joke. And I had a joke about Anne Frank. I had a joke about Helen Keller, and the whole time I would fuck it up. I thought they were the same fucking person into my 20s, and I found out at the Anne Frank house.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So how do you think so is that why
it's because of Ann Sullivan.
It's because of Ann Sullivan.
She would have no problem being quiet.
Exactly.
Because when I was a kid, I saw The Miracle Worker, and it just stuck with me.
Yeah.
And so I didn't remember Helen Keller's name, really.
Right.
I remembered Ann Sullivan. I don't know why. I had a friend named Jason Sullivan, so I think maybe. So Ann was the name I thought. And so when people said Anne Frank, I immediately thought they were talking about Helen Keller. I thought they were talking about The Miracle Worker story.
Yeah.
And so I would be like, oh, yeah, I know that one. And so
I know that one.
and by the way, Helen Keller. Now, these are all things that, like, I was a very pedestrian academic.
Right.
Like, meaning I never really read fucking books. I never, like, if you said something, I kind of heard you, and then I plugged that into what I believed was information. So like I could say shit that you'd be like, what the fuck? And so when my whole life, Helen Keller jokes were like the biggest thing in the world. Like that was like there was Helen Keller jokes. So we're in Amsterdam. We're staying in like a hostel in Amsterdam. My buddies, Tyler, PJ, Chad, and Weecho are like, the whole time I'm like, let's just get weed, we'll get mushrooms, we'll get fucking hammered, go to a live sex show. And they're like, well, there's a lot of culture here. We should go to the Anne Frank house. And I'm like, fuck yes. I go, we'll just get high as fuck and laugh our dicks off. And they're like, what?
Oh, shit.
I'm like, oh yeah, it'll be a fucking blast. Shit. Put a plunger in the toilet. Like, I go, you can go in the fucking house? And they're like, yeah, it's a tour through the house. I mean, you can see like the closet they kept her in. I'm like, they kept her in a fucking closet? The whole time I'm thinking this is fucking Helen Keller.
Even then, like, why would this be a funny thing?
I'm like, what the fuck? And they go, they kept her in they didn't put that in the movie. They're like, the Nazis were looking for her. I go, the fucking Nazis were looking for her? And so we end up going, by a long way, we end up going to the Anne Frank house, getting high as giraffe pussy. And I just told Helen Keller jokes the whole time. Throughout the whole thing, I'm telling Helen Keller until this woman turns around and goes, are you telling Helen Keller jokes? And I was like, I am. Wait, I am. Who's this chick? And they're like, they tell me, I'm like, holy fucking shit. easily.
And how long ago was this?
I was 22 years old.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
By the way, I am the perfect person for this show because I have a million things like that where I just go, I never really did the math.
Dude, we have to have you back then. Can you come back?
Yeah, we have to have you back.
A million. I'm voting for Trump. I belong on this show.
Appreciate you on that. The one thing we do, this week's episode was a little different. We didn't do many segments, but the one thing we do end on every week is Tom has he's had a rough life. So every week he tells us a haunting realization. Tom, do you have one for this week?
Sure. Yeah, I could share one. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, me? Oh, I snap my fingers all the time. Yeah, sorry. I snap my fingers. It's a nervous habit. It's crazy. All right. So, Tom?
Or you've got the beat.
Ooh, never say got the beat again. You're the whitest voice I've ever heard. Got the beat.
You guys do exactly an hour every week?
We try to do like an hour around a little bit over, especially because like with your stories, I'd rather have you back and just do a whole other fucking thing,
Yeah.
All right, Tom.
So the Olympics today, where the Olympics are still happening, and they did the first open water swim, which everyone is concerned about with the pollution. And I used to do open water swims in San Francisco Bay, which are it's not. I mean, you get the shits there too. It's just what happens. There's pollution, and I think just salt water is a natural laxative when you drink a bunch of it. So I was thinking about when I did a saltwater swim, and I couldn't believe that we did this. This is a while back, but we did this thing where it's called the bridge swim, where you swim from Fort Point on the south side, the Golden Gate Bridge, over to the north side, which was, I think at the time they had a couple kayaks and a jet ski. Now I think they have all these boats and escorts. I don't know why they thought this would be a good idea, or why I got in the water, because I guess I had problems. But so we jump in the water, and we're swimming across, and they don't stop the ships. The ships don't care. There's like a couple major ports, and so some kind of giant cargo ship is coming towards us while we're swimming, and they're about 6 stories tall.
Yeah.
And when you're flat on the water, you're looking up 6 stories, and this thing, it's just coming at you. And so you swim faster. Like, it was a great motivator to swim. And there are people in the kayaks yelling at us because you didn't just have to clear the boat, but the prop wash could suck you back into the ship.
God.
Jesus.
Not to mention the currents and everything that are there. So we're swimming our fucking guts out, and we get over to the other side. And this is something I don't know why I was unclear about this, but we get over to the other side, and I'm like, okay, wow, we made it. This is great. And then they said, touch the rock. Now you have to go back. And so I did, and I had the shits for 3 days afterwards.
Why'd you go back?
Because you can't. There's no way.
Say fuck you! I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to get, like, you would have to walk barefoot, like, in your swimsuit across the Golden Gate Bridge.
You could have gotten an Uber.
Yeah.
This is 15 years ago. There was no Uber. That was somebody's wet dream.
Were you nervous about sharks?
Back then I wasn't. Now I am, because there's so many fucking seals in San Francisco Bay. I wouldn't swim there anymore. Although
then too,
we did. There was another swim they did called the Alcatraz Shark Fest, where you swim from Alcatraz to the shore, and that made you think when you're out in the water. You're like, yeah, I'm doing the Shark Fest. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, but you delusionally feel safe because of the numbers of people, right?
Well, that's the thing. Is there's always these currents and there's lots of waves, so you're in like these troughs of waves, and there's nobody, you can't see anybody, there's nobody near you, and then you come up
this. Yeah, exactly, Tom. Well, this one I actually, usually it's like a story like this, it's usually not Tom's fault,
Yeah.
But this week it was totally Tom's fault. Like swimming under the Golden Gate Bridge. What are you, a John Steinbeck novel character? Does that? Even in the 80s or 90s, that wasn't a thing to do, Tom.
I know.
Insane.
It was so those people in Rio, they're gonna get the shits from their swim. And...
By the way, Tom, it's a completely different thing with the water runoff in Rio. So all the favelas don't have plumbing, so all the water drains right into a couple different places in the ocean. And I've been in that water. You got to get a Hep C shot before you get in it.
Right.
It is literally the shits you get from that water. I went wakeboarding in Rio in the fucking bay that's all cess. Is the shits you get are like pink sock asshole throwing up shit.
Well, let's end on that because we have another podcast coming into the studio. Bert, you were a fucking incredible guest.
Thank you guys
have
for having
anything
me.
to promote? We're coming
Thank
at
you
this
so much.
Anything you'd like to promote?
I'm doing oddball tours. Go see the oddball,
awesome.
and then our special comes out in Showtime's October or November.
It's great.
And just go check out my podcast and whatever.
And I'll be at Scottsdale this weekend, so check that out. Tom and Sean, do you have anything?
Well, before I say my stuff, I'm actually recording from Showbiz Studios right now. They're helping us out, so I just want to give a quick shout out to them. Basically, you can check out their website, www.showbizstudios.com. Their Facebook and Twitter is @Showbiz Studios. You can check them out and check out some other podcasts they have, like the David Feldman Show. And sorry, I've been so busy. So thank you to them.
Love
and
David
Alex,
Feldman,
who runs the place, for helping us out, man.
And Tom.
And you and me, you can use my Twitter @ShonyTime, and you can buy my album Manual Labor Fake.
I'm at Tom Dog on Twitter and doing a show at Proctor's in Schenectady with the great Nori Davis.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Oh my God.
We're like, oh, great. Yeah, he's funny. Like we're acting like Mel Brooks is back. Yeah, you can get my album too on dancewaysforme.net. Also, check out All Things Comedy and the All Things Comedy page. There's a ton of great podcasts.
There really are.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, thank you so much.
Wait. Whose podcast is next? Oh, I wouldn't want to listen.
what?
Sam Tripoli's podcast.
Yeah, check out Sam Tripoli's podcast.
We say that like it's going to be the next channel. Like,
Yeah. And stay tuned, guys.
stay
Sam
tuned.
Tripoli's coming up
Yeah,
next.
It's just going to magically come on here. All right, thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Bert.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the My Dumb Friends podcast. Here's where you can see our host performing live this week. Dan St. Germain is going to be at Stand Up Scottsdale. Yes, that's Scottsdale, Arizona, right there near Phoenix. If you live there, please go see him this weekend. He'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Go see him. Tell your friends that live in the Phoenix area to go see him. You'll have a great time. Sean Donnelly is going to be at the Fishtown Premium Show at the Philly Punchline this Sunday. For more information on their shows, go to danstgermain.net and check out his schedule, and Sean Donnelly comedy.com and check out his shows. Thomas Attila Lewis, that's me. You can see me at Proctor's Theater this Saturday with the great Nori Davis. That's going to be a really fun show. Come on out. Please, please, please click on iTunes the next time you get a chance. Click on the stars. Write just one sentence about our show. We'd appreciate it. Recent thanks go to Character 92, J. Stanley 0819, Magkey 321, Ashante, Bob, Friend Without a Face, Dante, Dance Grooves, and Maddie Rose, who came to see us at Just for Laughs. Maddie Rose, thanks for coming out. Also Sam, J-Dog, and Ironword. These are just some folks who have clicked on their iTunes and written a quick review and clicked on some stars. It really, really helps out our show. You have no idea. So if you haven't done it yet, that'd be great. Also, if you haven't done it yet, drop us a note at mydumbfriendspodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And if you noticed on our show, we regularly are doing our mailbag segment, and we will do another one very soon. We'll be back next week. Thank you.
Lift me up. You don't know me.
For other cool comedy podcasts, go to allthingscomedy.com. Yes, we're a part of the All Things Comedy Network. We're one of many great comedy podcasts. That's allthingscomedy.com. Our opening and closing song is called Mary the Boxer by Phil Pickens. You can find out more about Phil at philpickens.com.
It's not possible. I've never